When your cat eats their food, do you actually know what that means? Yes, it seems simple. You put food down, they eat it. End of story. But behind that everyday routine, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded and biologically important things your cat does. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might slowly be harming their health and missing what their body is trying to tell you. Let's start with what feeding your cat really means. Number 1. It's not about hunger, it's about survival signals. Have you ever noticed your cat acting hungry, even right after they've eaten? Most people think it's just greed, or that their cat is being dramatic. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat isn't just responding to hunger. They're responding to instinct. In the wild, cats don't eat large meals a few times a day. They hunt small prey multiple times, sometimes up to 10 to 15 times daily. So when you feed your cat once or twice a day, especially large portions, it doesn't match their natural rhythm. Their brain stays in search mode. Think about that for a second. To you, feeding is a schedule. To them, it's a survival pattern. And when that pattern is disrupted, it creates subtle stress most owners never even notice. And by the way, if your cat ever eats very fast or seems obsessed with food, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means later, and it's something most owners wish they'd understood sooner. Number 2. The food type changes their entire body chemistry. You might be feeding your cat dry food every day because it's convenient. Most people think it's perfectly fine. After all, it says, complete and balanced, on the label. But here's what's actually happening. A 2019 study from the University of Edinburgh found that cats on a dry-only diet often consume significantly less water than they need. And here's the part most people don't realize. Cats evolved as desert animals. They naturally have a low thirst drive because they're designed to get moisture from prey. So when their diet lacks water, their body doesn't compensate. Which means their kidneys, bladder, and urinary system slowly carry that burden. Think about that for a second. Your cat might look completely fine, but internally, they could be working harder every single day just to stay balanced. And this isn't just about nutrition. It's about comfort. It's about long-term well-being. And it's about whether your cat feels physically safe in their own body. Number 3. Where you place food matters more than you think. Have you ever placed your cat's water bowl right next to their food? Most people do. It seems logical. Food here. Water there. Simple. But here's what's actually happening. Behavioral scientists have observed that cats instinctively avoid drinking water near their food source. In the wild, food near water could mean contamination. So even domestic cats carry that instinct. Which means your cat might be drinking less, not because they don't want water, but because something about it feels wrong. And here's where it gets even more meaningful. Your cat won't complain about this. They'll just adapt quietly. Drink a little less. Adjust slowly. Until one day, it starts to affect their health. Think about that for a second. Sometimes, it's not what you feed them. It's how you present it. And what makes this even more powerful is that your cat is trusting you to create a safe environment, even in something as simple as food and water placement. Now, before we keep going, if you're learning something new about your cat, hit like and subscribe. That's how we get these videos to more cat owners who want to love their cats the right way. Number 4. This behavior comes from their wild ancestors. Have you ever wondered why your cat prefers fresh food, or walks away from food that's been sitting out? Most people assume they're just picky. But here's what's actually happening. This behavior comes from survival instincts passed down from wild cats. In nature, fresh prey equals safe food. Old food equals risk. So when your cat sniffs their bowl and walks away, they're not being difficult. They're being careful. Think about that for a second. Your cat is running a safety check every time they eat. And here's where it becomes even more emotional. They rely on you to get that decision right. You're not just feeding them. You're choosing what enters their body. And over time, your cat learns. This human gives me safe food. Something feels off. That's how deep this goes. Number 5. They don't eat like this with just anyone. Have you ever noticed your cat eats more calmly when you're nearby? Or sometimes waits until you're present? Cats are vulnerable when they eat. In the wild, eating means lowering your guard. So when your cat eats around you, or waits for you, they're choosing to be vulnerable in your presence. They feel safe enough to drop their defenses. And what makes this even more meaningful is, they don't do this with everyone. Not with strangers. Not with people they don't fully trust. Just you. Which means feeding time isn't just about food. It's a moment of trust. A quiet agreement between you and your cat. Number 6. The fast eating problem is a hidden stress signal. Remember earlier when I said if your cat eats very fast, don't ignore it? This is what I was talking about. Most people think fast eating is just excitement. But here's what's actually happening. Studies on domestic cats show that rapid eating is often linked to food insecurity signals, either from early life experiences or environmental stress. Even indoor cats can develop this. They feel like food might disappear, or that they need to eat quickly. Your feeding habits can either calm that anxiety or reinforce it. Large meals, irregular timing, competition with other pets. All of it sends signals. And your cat responds silently. Because they can't explain it. They can only show it. And this is where feeding becomes something much bigger than nutrition. It becomes emotional security. So when your cat eats their food, do you actually know what that means? It's not just hunger. It's not just routine. It's not just a simple daily action. It's instinct. It's trust. It's communication. It's your cat relying on you to understand what their body cannot say out loud. That's not just feeding. That's responsibility. That's connection. And that bowl of food you place in front of them every day. It was never small to them. And it shouldn't be small to you either.